For week 2, we'll start off at this homestead location. There sure were some beautiful sights and plenty of old tin and objects laying around just beckoning to be flipped over and animals to be found underneath. It was the perfect starting location. And there were plenty of fresh fruit on the trees, just waiting to be eaten, and make a nice set piece for a video and, well, more accurately, just stink up my fridge, but didn't know that at the time. Speaking of good places to find animals, here's a perfect one right here. I mean, if you wanted to describe the perfect flip site, this is it. It's sunk down into the ground, it's protected from the direct heat of the day, there's multiple layers to hold in heat in the evening, and it'll probably hold extra moisture, as well as having the animals naturally seek it with its lower location, and possibly, being encouraged to stay there as they try to move through and are hitting the walls. Disappointingly, it held nothing but cane toads, but it sure was a beautiful temptation. We did, however, wind up finding this beautiful blue-tongued skink. He was under a piece of tin further out into the woods behind the homestead. I didn't get any good video of him, but I did snap this picture, so here you go. It looks better than all my video does anyway. I have totally got to work on my cinematography. In case you're unfamiliar with these guys, they're pretty cool. They're like little living sausages. They tend to sometimes be quite friendly, but when they are upset, they do really cool body postures at you. They'll flatten out their body and turn it sideways at you to look big and weird. Plus, they'll open their mouth and stick out their blue tongue. And if you ever show one to somebody, they're definitely going to call it a blue-tongued skank and try to find a way to make a joke out of that, so, yep. There's a far more interesting color variant of these guys too, that lives further towards Central Australia, with more striking color patterns and, honestly, some better background to get pictures and footage from anyway. I may even have some footage of the regular variety as well. I'll do my best to try to dig it up for later. And if that doesn't work, well, at least one day I'll find the better one, and I'll bring that your way. One of the other great finds of the trip was this cute little black-headed monitor. Australia sure is rife with monitor life. It's pretty amazing seeing so many large lizards, though this guy's actually smaller than the previous blue tongue. But just monitors in general are a very cool and unique variety of lizard. They have the forked tongue, they taste the air, they resemble little dinosaurs, they're very high in activity and very voracious predators. They're just super amazing little guys. And you can see across him, he's got all those little round circles. The difference on his tail. And these guys can come in some quite striking color patterns as well. This is a quite muted one. It'd be nice to see one of the truly vibrant ones, but I'm not going to complain. I feel pretty blessed just to see monitors in the wild to begin with. It's something I'm still trying to become accustomed to, and yeah, same thing with pythons. It's just so amazing to see them, and then, damn, everything around here in Australia. You look up in the sky and there's parrots everywhere and color and noise and it's just everything around you are things you normally only see in movies and zoos. Truly is amazing. I also took a picture of this guy, and you're seeing it first here, people. I haven't even posted this up to Instagram. As you can see, it's already got the Instagram crop though. And I'm not even going to stick to my promise either, because there's a good chance this video will be uploaded after this picture's uploaded, even though as of now, this picture is yet to go live anywhere else. Here's a little skink I found on the ground. This is something that gets quite frequently overlooked while you're taking pictures of all the big exciting stuff, but for me they frequently get my attention. I think these little guys are cute, and I try not to underappreciate all the little things around me. You can always see them doing all kinds of different activities, trying to do displays for their territory, looking for food, looking at you, just constantly active little guys. You get them moving their tails around for communication and puffing up and down like, this is my territory, buzz off, and then chasing each other. And Sometimes I think I just need to step back, and appreciate what I have here. Like, just look at the beautiful surroundings here and the wonderful sounds. It's also amazing and breathtaking, but you're so quick to take it for granted. Next, we stopped to take a look at these big-ass termite mounds. Nowhere near as big as what I'd come to find later, but they were still impressive at this point in time. Upon investigation to look at them, I was curious, so I tried whacking at it, and you can see a small amount of deflection on these things. Turns out they're, I'd say about 75% hollow or so on the inside, and have a little bit of wiggle to them when you hit them. Behave almost more like a weak tree than a rock. Returning back to the cruiser after admiring the termite mounds, we were about to head off for a nice snake drive, as is customary as the sun starts to go down and it starts to become snake time. And you can see the cruiser all loaded down with our gear for the trip. Here on this red dirt road and these breathtaking views around twilight. One of those things that still gets me and is still just that cool to really be out there and see that. If you've never seen them before, these dirt highways are pretty impressive. They're well maintained, they're flat, they're wide, and it's just all dirt. But they aren't just back road trails and stuff. It's legitimate. It's a quite interesting type of road to be driving on. Now we're actually headed down this road. Didn't really find much interesting this evening on this trip, at least on the dirt section, but it made for some interesting views, and I really think helps to encapsulate the feeling of adventure and ruggedness of what we were doing. Though again, I'm sure if I dig, I've got better footage for conveying those things elsewhere, but for now, this shall do. And we're off for more adventure ahead. It's gonna be all smooth sailing from here. I can just feel it. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? So the next thing to be found was this little python. Nothing too special, and I didn't get much video of it, but you can kind of see that iridescence to the scales that you see on mini snakes. Always nice to see a python in the wild. One degree or another. And here we are, getting all loaded up and ready. We're about to go down the road a bit further and go find a place to set up camp for the night, and then go see what tomorrow brings. It would turn out that we just slept at a rest stop, though. One of the least exciting camps of the trip. And son of a bitch. Didn't I just get done saying what could possibly go wrong? Well, whatever. And this may look like just a simple flop, just falling over onto our side, as if we rotated from the right side of the screen to the left. But no, we actually tumbled all the way from the left side to the right, initially flopping onto the left side of the cruiser, then to the roof, and then to the other side. And we weren't even doing anything fun either. Don't even have a good excuse for this. This hill was just way steeper than it looked, with a very loose surface. We almost had to use all fours to go up it when we were messing with moving all our gear around. So I went to back up and do a turnabout because there was a locked gate in front of where our navigator was taking us, so we had to turn around. Went to do a turnabout, had the wheel cranked. While going down this hill in reverse a little bit, my right rear tire caught the steep embankment on the side of the hill and started pulling the right-hand side of the vehicle upwards, leaning to the left, while I had the wheel still cranked to the right. And I wasn't able to pay as much attention to correcting all that because while trying to do the turnabout, this hill had no traction. So my brakes were completely locked up and I was sliding backwards. So I was busy modulating the brakes to try to get some sort of traction. And then it starts rotating left over on us as the wheels turn to the right. The front end starts hooking back to the left and our right starts picking up. Then we start to tip. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess we're gonna fall over on our side or whatever, we'll deal with it. Then we just keep going. We're upside down now, like, well, hanging from the seatbelt, this is great. Nope, not still going. Flop over on the other side. Now I got two blokes just slid over on top of me inside here. And at least at that point it quit rolling because it started to roll uphill, and obviously that doesn't work out too well. So at this point I waited for the other two to climb out, and then I stood up and got out and tried to assess the situation. Luckily we had recovery gear and all this just added to our adventure. But if you look, you'll see how crushed in the roof is due to having that spotlight. Should have got rid of it earlier. And the inexplicably strong mount for the snorkel. That thing came right in with the A-pillar and just screwed the windshield. I mean, the windshield probably would have been done either way, but still, that thing was stronger than it needed to be and took out my glass. So here, I thought I'd put together a small visual representation of what actually happened. This is a really terrible example, but bear with me. So we were going up the trail, and there was a gate up this direction that we couldn't go past, so we had to turn around. So I was kind of backing this way to go to here, and then pull back up into this little corner of the trail, and then go back down this way. But as I came down this way on the steep hill, we lost traction. No grip, and we're just sliding backwards while on the brake. I had the wheel turned that direction to turn to go in this way. So as we come down, our right rear tire catches on the embankment here and starts to lift up as we tilt this way. And with the wheel still turned the other way and my attention on the brakes, it starts to slide down this way and rotate while the front end picks up like this, with the rear tire being caught on that slope on the side. And then we go over like this, over onto our roof, and then over onto our side like this, starting to go up the hill again. So it wants to go that way and then kind of flops and stays like this. And then we all climb out the door about here, and then the tree we winched off of to go back over was that way. And then it was all just recovery from there. Bad example. Wish I had better props or time to animate this, but I think you better understand what happened now. And here we are, cut back to the actual moment with the winch. I'm just so glad I had recovery gear to deal with this properly. And there she goes. It's almost over. Almost. Come on. Yeah. And she's back on all fours. And she's back. We got her over. Luckily the roll bar worked out well. And she's in much better shape than I would have thought. I think I can beat it pretty straight. We'll be able to get a new windshield in there for pretty cheap. And it'll have a few scuffs, but be mostly straight again. And at least it's a 70 series cruiser, so she'll look good with her battle scars. Yeah. Fucking strong ass light. I mean, it speed up, but it was strong enough to do a number on the roof. Solar panel was a casualty. And maybe Martin's sanity. Hi, Martin. Okay. And after letting it sit a bit, it was time to try starting her up.
I'm gonna stand back just in case it explodes. Good luck, guys.
And she's running like a top. Good old 70 series. Boom. So, it's definitely a bit dodgy, but this is my attempt at making my A-pillar straight enough that I can put a new windshield in. Luckily this unreasonably beefy snorkel mount seems to make a decent attachment point. I mean, it was strong enough to fuck my windshield in the first place. Fucking hope this works. Guess I gotta get within what? 1/4 inch? So, I think I've about got it good enough. I've pulled this pretty straight. The door is basically sealing now. We got the gap over there minimal. So I think just a little bit of work beating this flange back in. And I think I'll have it where they can put a windscreen back on and we can finish our trip. Yay. So after we initially headed out to make a quick trip through here and go look for some red-bellied black snakes, and then thought, oh, we'll turn around and take 20 minutes. I wound up wasting the vast majority of everybody's day trying to fix the damage I inflicted on the cruiser, but we did wind up finding one snake. This little brown tree snake. As you probably know from a previous, another incoherent rambly video I made, I'm quite fond of these little guys, so I'm always happy to see them. We also wound up finding this little roach here. I think these guys are cool. They have kind of this reddish candy color. That's probably an exaggeration. Any rate, it's a pretty bright yellowish gold on them and stuff. Pretty neat looking as far as roaches go. Nice contrasting colors, plus they only live in the woods eating leaf matter and stuff. They aren't the ones that you typically find causing a mess in your house. Just neat, and one of the things you find that's constantly got more variety to it in Australia than back in America. So the next day I went around rounding up parts from hardware stores and different things and calling around, and upon realizing no place was going to take the risk of trying to put the glass in because they thought it wouldn't work, so I said to hell with it, I'll do it myself. So we loaded up the glass and got heading to our next location to try to do the install. And spoiler alert, right before pulling into the next parking lot that I was going to do the install in, I heard a weird little noise. Turns out the new windshield broke while sitting in the back as well. So I wound up installing the one that it broke. Because, well, it was better than the other one, at least it was just severely cracked. Wound up cracking it more while installing it as well, but whatever. I figured it's better than it was, whatever, close enough for government work. Problem being, I wasn't doing government work. Wasn't doing any kind of real work. Wasn't getting paid at all. Just spending a bunch of money breaking stuff. And that wasn't even to be the end of it. Get prepared for the next episodes to basically just be, chronicles of car trouble, with reptiles and animals and adventures sprinkled in between. Let's hope I can dig my way out of this mess. And stay tuned, because later, Martin climbs a termite mound, I watch, Peter approves. Well, I see you're still here. Thank you for watching to and past the end. I've got a few things to talk about. You got a minute? The video that you just saw was filmed, edited, and narrated, all without a script, all on my old cell phone. And it was intended for my old YouTube channel, but I managed to forget the password, so I've been forced to rebrand. This is where I need your help to get off to a good start. Please smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, share if you're feeling inclined. Hell, if you're feeling frustrated by me, feel free to smash that dislike button. All engagement is good engagement, and I need as much as I can get at this point. As you can see from this awesome editing rig behind me, I've been investing heavily in getting better equipment to produce higher quality content. So I'm excited to tell you that I'll be doing a countdown of my old videos being released one per day, all leading up to when I will be releasing fresh new content produced with my better hardware. I'm excited to see you there. For a better / longer explanation of what's really going on around here, please click this video. Anyway, I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate you spending it with me. Thanks for watching, and I genuinely hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Anyway, real talk right now, I actually really do need your help here at the beginning, so please smash that subscribe button, do all the things, tell some friends about it if you're willing. That would be awesome. You're absolute legends. Have a wonderful day.